Hey, welcome to day 15 of Nymphing in November. Halfway through. Oh my goodness. Today I'm at the Vice again. I want to give a shout out to my friend Penny. It's her birthday. Anyway, so today, switch from to high power here. So today I'm going to tie another variation of a pheasant tail. One, because it's fairly easy, and two, because sometimes you need flies that don't have flash and they don't have beads on them, because nymphs in the wild, I don't know if you know this or not, but nymphs in the wild don't have beads on their heads. Dude. Anyways, I know I'm not funny. So this one, it's not an American pheasant tail. I don't know what it is. I am going to add a slice of flash to this. It is a pheasant tail variant. It doesn't have a thorax. It's just, well, actually maybe it does have thorax. I need to think about that for a second. But the thorax would all be pheasant tail. So it's all pheasant tail, and then up the back, over the top, is a strip of flash. And I've got my flash right here. Cut a piece and have it ready. Okay. This is not a tying video. I am a hack. I used to be a pretty good fly tyer when I used to tie commercially, but that's been a long time ago. So what I'm looking to do is replace flies in my box that we used a lot of this year. Now, I used far more beadhead pheasant tails than I did of these non-beadhead and non-flash varieties. However, I only had a few, and I used them all this summer and was looking for more. But as you can see, my box is pretty fleshy. Woo. So I need to kind of tone that down and get more into my box that are maybe a little bit more basic for when you want to have something that doesn't have as much flash. So if you're doing a double nymph rig and you're pretty sure that pheasant tails are the bomb, but they need to be fairly small, one thing you could do is have like a heavier, like a size 12, 14 beadhead pheasant tail up at the top, and then off the back, something that resembles the natural a little bit more, like an American pheasant tail like we tied yesterday, or this variant that I had in my box. I don't even know where I bought it, but it's worked really well. Anyways, maybe I'll show you when I'm done, depending on if it looks good or not. Anyway, but the real reason for getting together today is to flies and lies. And I thought that maybe I would tell some stories of back in the day when I used to be a fishing guide in northern New Hampshire. Tim and I used to own a lodge in northern New Hampshire, just 13 miles south of the Canadian border, called Lobstick Lodge. Great place. Check them out on the internet. And I became a guide there in 19. Anyways, it was a long time ago. I used to being a woman, I had to guide women quite often, which was not a bad deal. Women are actually pretty darn easy to guide. They listen well and don't have a big ego, and usually works out really well. Anyways, so there was these folks from Texas that came up, and we were down on the river, and we were fishing below what they called bridge pool. Guess why it was called that? It's a likely spot for fish, the big green stocking truck, because New Hampshire's a stock fishery. They used to come on a pretty regular basis, and it would be a pretty good bet for getting people into fish. Well, there's a bunch of people at at the bridge pool. So with my clients, we went downstream just a little bit. Oh, I gotta tell you in flash. We went downstream just a little bit. Bear with me here. It's like talking and chewing gum and riding a bike or whatever that saying is. I'm probably not very good at any of that. So we went downstream just a little bit, and there was this, just a couple of little buckets that are down from the bridge pool, where, when fish have like figured out, oh my gosh, there's a ton of people here fishing for me, I need to like be safe, they drop back down into these buckets. Well, I was down in one of these buckets with this nice gal, and so there's some people up on the bridge, and they were hooting and hollering, and I don't know what the heck they were talking about, but they got my attention anyways. And when I looked up, not a big distance from this lady and I, was this moose, just a young yearling moose, not a real big threat, I didn't think. So I kind of moved towards it and said, "Get out of here!" And sure enough, moose left, which was good, because what else am I going to do? So we were fishing and actually did quite well there. The truth about it is, if you wanted to know why I thought those people were hollering, it's because we were doing pretty good there, and I figured they were kind of jealous or wanted to know what we were using. So time goes on, and the woman was trying to whisper something to me. I can't understand what she's saying. I don't hear well anyways. And she just kept whispering, and she kept whispering. Actually, there wasn't even any sound coming out of her mouth. And after a while, I realized that part of the reason why there was no sound coming out of her mouth is that she had this look of terror in her eyes. So I finally, I had my ear down as close as I possibly can to her. And I'm listening. And finally, I understood that she was saying, "It's right there." So I turn around, and there's that damn moose again. And that moose is like almost on my shoulder. And it's a young yearling. And it was obvious, to me it was obvious. I'm a person of the woods. There was a game trail there, and the game trail kind of ended at the river, so it must be that they crossed there. And we were standing right there, and that moose is just like, like, I can't get across the river. So I turned to the moose, and I am now aggressively going towards it, because it's just a female cow. It's maybe not even 2 years old yet. And I run at it, and I'm like, "I said get out of here!" Similar to that, my man voice. And that moose, man, she was gone, which was good. And then we didn't have to deal with her again the rest of the day. So then the woman was pretty impressed with my powers and said to me, "Well, when you're out with people and a moose comes along, what do you do?" Well, I'm dumbfounded, because I think she just witnessed what I do. And she said, so I'm like, "Well, you look at the moose and you yell, 'Get out of here.'" So, anyways, well, this is my whatever creation. I did give it a little thorax of peacock with a little bit of flash on the back. Nothing serious, but it's a nice, small, buggy little thing. So, hey, I'm hoping that you are nymphing in November too. I need to head cement that. I hope that you're nymphing in November too. If you live in a state where the fishing is closed, because it's normally closed this time of the year, and you can't move, I would seriously consider it. What the hell's the season closed for? Anyways, get out there and either flip some rocks if it's warm enough. If it's not, if it's like Montana where it's like January here already, hell is that about? Tie up some flies because, you know, the fishing season of 2021 is going to be here before you know it. So let's use this time, get some nymphs tied up, and I'll meet you on the river tomorrow. I'm really hoping to be there, but it's Sunday. So, you know, I'm hoping you kick back, enjoy a Bloody Mary, because it's morning. At least where I am. I don't have any music for you today. But hey, see you tomorrow.